Hello guys, I'm Glenn Garcia, teacher by profession and chess player by passion. I would like to share my insights to the game of chess aimed for player at the club level. I'm a member of the G4 Chess Club Olongapo City, Philippines, and I've been teaching chess in the grassroots level for more than 10 years now. I'm using an analysis board editor from the website chess.com. No infringement nor copyright violation intended. I'll be using combination of English and Tagalog throughout this video since my target audience are young Filipino chess player on the club level. Okay, so last time we have discussed about the rule of the square. Now our topic will be critical squares. When we say critical squares, these are squares. Ito yung mga squares na dapat kontrolin ng isang player gamit ang kanyang pyesa or hari para matalo yung kalaban niya when it comes to queening pawns or yung pagtulak ng pawn para maging queen. Okay. Let us try to look at the diagram here na pinaste ko sa Microsoft Word. So kung mapapansin nyo may X at saka dot. Okay? That's our key squares na dapat na makontrol ng parehas king ng puti or ng black. Okay? So kung sino man ang makakontrol ng mga squares na to, kung black ang nakakontrol niyan, hindi makakapag-queen ng pawn. Kung white naman, sure na siya na magki-queen yung pawn niya. While the X, doon naman dapat yung king ng dedepensa sa pag-queen ng pawn. So kung titignan natin yung position na to, ang critical squares dito ay ang G7 at ang G8 squares. So sa position na to, kung makakapunta dito sa ang king ng black sa loob is either king F8, sure siya na mapipigilan niya yung pawn kasi um, mahaharangan niya yung pawn. Okay? So balik natin. Let's assume na yung king ng white nakapasok na. I have discussed this with my other videos, the problem of the rook pawn, G4 chess lesson 2. So I'm sure this is just a review. So black draws by playing king F7. So okay, sa position na to, it all depends on who's to move, no? Kung puti ang titira, he wins by pushing his pawn to H7. Hindi na mapipigilan ng black yung pag-queen ng pawn. Okay? But on the contrary, if black is to move, makakapasok siya sa critical square, hindi makagawang mai-queen ng white yung pawn. Now let us look at a more complicated example. Okay? In a 1968 game between Grandmaster Oscar Pano and Miguel Najdorf, nangyari itong position na to and it's white to move. Okay? So it's the same critical square, G7 and G8. So the game continued by the battle of both kings or yung unahan yung parehas king na makakontrol or makareach sa critical squares. Okay. So kung mapapansin natin, traditional way is to count the moves. So the game continued king G4, king C7, and then white pushes to G5. Okay. And then black played king D7. Okay. So napapansin natin, white won because the white king can reach the key square of G7. So nag-resign na yung white dahil after king G6, king E7, and then king G7, makontrol niya na yung square at imamarcha na niya yung pawn isa-isa. So let's try to see. King E6, H4, King E5, H5, and after King G5, H6, sakto na may suporta yung pawn. So, makakapag-queen yung white. Kapag dito sa position na to, nag-King E6 naman yung black, blunder yung, or mali yung ipupush mo yung king mo sa critical square agad sa G7. Kasi, after King F5, makahabol ng black yung pawn. H4, and then King G4. Tabla. So, ang tamang tira is H4 muna. At, kung mapapansin nyo, dire-diretso na yung pawn. So, wala na magagawa yung black dyan para mapigilan yung pag-queen ng pawn. So, tignan natin uli. After King G4, King C7, king g5, king d7, king g6. White is already winning here. So, let's say king e7, king g7. So, mapapansin mo, pinipigilan niya makapasok yung bukod sa kinokontrol niya tong square, pinipigilan niya makapasok yung king sa corner. Kasi kapag nakapasok yung black king sa corner, automatic mapipigilan niya yung pag-queen ng pawn. So, after king g7, king e6, h4, king f5, isa lang ang move na magpapanalo sa kanya, which is h5. Okay, let's look naman another position. This game is between Gideon Barcaza and former world champion Bobby Fischer. So, puti si Barcaza at nagawa niya makatabla kay Bobby Fischer by playing king d2. So, hindi mapapansin nyo, hindi mapipigilan ng black na maka-control ng critical square ang king ng white, which is b2 and b1. So, after king b3, for example, king c1, and then after a4, king b1, pupunta lang siya sa corner, draw na. Or, if black controls the corner, king a2, white draws by playing king c2, a4, king c1. Siyempre, pag umangat yung king, papasok ulit sa loob. a3, king c2, king a1, and then, by playing king b3, a2, and then king c2, stalemate yung black at magdodraw yung laro. Okay, sa picture na to makikita natin yung tuldok, yung dots. Dito niya ini-indicate yung critical squares ng c2 pawn at ng g3 pawn. Sabi sa theory, di ba, ang critical squares, kung mapunta diyan yung king ng may pawn, magagawa niyang mai-push further or masuportahan yung pawn niya pababa sa pag-queen. At kung black naman ang makakontrol ng squares na yan, mapipigilan niya mag-queen yung pawn. Okay, so ito naman yung critical squares ng pawn ng puti kapag nasa 4th and 5th rank na siya at kapag nasa 6 at 7 rank. So mapapansin nyo, dumadami yung critical squares habang lumalapit siya sa back rank or sa queening square. So dapat tandaan natin yan. Okay, at katulad ng lahat ng rule, laging may exemption to the rule. So dito sa position na to, if it's white to move, kung mapapansin nyo, na-control yung critical square. But if white pushes the pawn forward, b6, notice wala nang legal moves yung black. He cannot play here, here, and here. And the game ends in a draw, which is stalemate. The only way white can win here is to first put his king here on a6. Tignan natin ha. King b6, king b8. And after king a6, he's bound to win. Kapag nagpunta yung black, it's either on c8 or c7, white wins by advancing his king to king a7. So, let's say for example, king c8 or king c7, king a7, and the next three moves, b6, b7, and finally queen. So, white wins. Therefore, black must move to a8, and after b6, king b8, mananalo yung puti sa pamagitan ng ganitong technique, p7. So, parsado siyang umangat, and then king a7 wins. So, halimbawa sa position na to, the correct move here is to play the king on h6 and then push the pawn forward. Lalagay lang dito yung king, tapos puro pawn move na, mananalo na yung white. But instead, let's say, nagkamali konti yung white. King f6, king h7, and now, after g6, which is parang common move, no? But actually, in this position, after g6, king h8, magtabla na yung laro. No? If king f7, tabla yun. And then, if g7 naman, king g8, walang ibang tira yung white kundi to play king g6, which magi-stalemate yung laro. Therefore, instead of g6, white must play king f7 first. And after king h8, blunder na naman yung g6, he must play king g6. King g8, king h6 wins. King h8, g6, king g8, and then g7. So, kailangan lumabas ng black. King a7 wins. Okay, so finally tignan natin tong example na to. No? So, dito sa c3 pawn, ang critical squares ay tatlo. b5, c5, at d5. So, sa theory, kapag white ang nakapunta dyan sa squares na yan, magagawa niyang may queen ng pawn. Pag black naman na nakapunta dyan, mahirapan siya or makakatabla. So, okay, sa position na to, let's say for example, sinubukan ng white na i-push lang yung pawn. Tingnan na yung mangyayari ha. So, sasalubungin lang siya ng king ng black at hindi niya magagawang may queen ng pawn. Okay. Ngayon naman, susuportahan natin ang king sa harap. Tingnan natin mangyayari. So, king d2, king e7, king d3, king d7, and after king c4, which is nasa harap ng pawn, black will just play king c6, taking the opposition. At kung mapapansin mo, yung critical squares ay parehas nilang hawak, which is the b5, c5, and d5 squares. Kaya lang, kung sino, sa opposition, kung sino titira, siya yung lugi. So, white ang titira, hindi niya magagawang makuha uli sa black yung opposition. So, he must resort to pawn move, which gives black a drawn position kasi mahaharangan ng pawn yung king niya at hindi makukuha sa black yung opposition. Ang gagawin lang ng black, uupo lang siya sa same color of squares na kung nasaan yung pawn ng white. At syempre, kapag nauna na yung pawn, c5, king c5, hindi niya na maaagaw muli sa black yung opposition. So, ang gagawin ng black, hihintayin niya na lumitaw dito sa dalawang gilid ng pawn yung king. Tapos, tatapatan lang niya ng king. Tignan mo ha. Okay, ganyan. Tumatras siya. Dito lang siya uli sa tapat ng pawn. Hihintayin niya umabanda yung king. At makakatabla na. Now, we can use this on our own games. Sa game mo, para makatabla sa kalaban mo. Pag hindi niya alam yung jury na to, or pag alam mo yung jury, magagawa mo na makatabla sa posisyon na yan. Laging hihintayin mo lang lumitaw yung king ng kalaban mo sa gilid. Okay. So, ibig ba sabihin nito, tabla talaga yung laro? No, it's not. Let's go back to the original position. The correct procedure to win is to go to this side of the pawn dito sa b file kasi masyadong malayo yung king para makapunta ron. So, pupunta yung white king dito sa b4 square na to, controlling the b5 square. Tingnan natin ha. King bc2, king e7, king b3, king d7, king b4. Okay. So, kapag pumunta dyan yung black, ikaw naman ang ngayon ang may opposition at mapapanalo mo yung game. Let's say for example, ganyan, outflank mo siya. Okay. So, laging kontrolado mo yung nadaanan ng pawn. Sorry, kamali tayo. And after king c8, okay, wins. c6, 7, and then queen. Okay. Okay, tignan natin ulit. King c2, king e7, king b3, king d6, king b4. So, alam natin ang king c6 loses to king c4. Paano kung nag-abang lang yung black? King c5, syempre opposition. Let's take the same color of square na pinupuntahan ng kalaban natin. King c5, king b7, and then outflank him dahil ito yung nadaanan ng pawn. Kunin natin yung square sa kanya. Itong c7 square na to. King b6, c4, king b7, c5, at after king b8, king d7 wins, or king c8, king c6 wins. Okay? So, I hope you learn a lot from this video, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.